y'all. Back with Cooking with Roz. And now, you know, beforehand I had the cabbage. I'm showing you right now. Have the cabbage when I was telling you you did not need to put too much water in it because the cabbage makes its own water. And right now you can just see how the cabbage cooked down beforehand when I had started and seasoned the cabbage. I'm kind of just stirring it up right here and letting you all see how the cabbage is going. And this is like it's cooking down. So what I'm going to do is put the top back on it. And what now I'm going to get ready to do, I'm making, I had washed my hands already previously before I started. And what I'm going to do now is season my pork chop. What I'm making now is smothered pork chops. And how I make mine may be different from how everybody else make theirs, but this is the way I make mine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some seasoning, accent, and just go through the pork chop like this, kind of season it a little bit. Kind of turn it over. And let's put the accent on there. And we're going to put like garlic powder with pepper. It's going out of here. And we're going to season it, kind of turn it over and season it. And as you can see over there, I have my fryer going with my oil to put my pork chops in. So we're just going to season these a little bit here. Just kind of get these seasoned. Okay, we got enough of that on there. And then I'll put a little bit of onion powder. Just put onion powder. Just kind of just turn this over a little bit to get a little taste to it. We're just going to turn this. And also, I use Perfect Season by Goya, and this is real good. It has everything in it. So normally I just take a little bit of this and just get it all over the pork chop. Just kind of turn your pork chop. Make sure you got it covered pretty good. Also, last but least, Tony. We're going to put some Tonys on this pork chop. Just kind of seasoning, turning it over. Okay? So that's pretty much what we want to turn it. Make sure we got it seasoned good. And just kind of turn it and work it in there. Like I said, I have washed my hands. Okay? And what we're going to do now is we're going to take some flour, which I already have the flour right here. And what I'm going to do is, just set this aside here. We're going to need this right here later to put our pork chops in. But right now, cover this cabbage up. Let me wipe my hands off. Just wipe my hands off right quick. So what I'm going to do now, I have my oil. Like I said, I have some oil in here. We got it kind of warm already. So what I'm going to do is take my pork chop and flour it in there. When I'm doing this, we're not going to cook the pork chop all the way done. Reason so is because when I put it in the oven to let it finish cooking, it will continue cooking. So I just want to get it kind of brown on each side. So it's hot enough. You can hear it's popping, that grease is ready. So we're just going to just turn it over here. I have flour going everywhere here. Okay, we're going to put 3. We don't want to put too many pork chops in the pan at one time. It's kind of smothered. And right now, these are pretty good pork chops. So we're going to put these in the grease. Kind of wipe up a little bit here. And this for cleanness, we have to be cleaned as we cook. Okay? So while that's going, the pork chop, I want you to see how the pork chop is trying to turn its color right there. Okay, what I'm going to do now is, watch that turn. And so I have my bowl ready. Keep it on that. On that right there, you can see how I got my pork chop going. I got the flour. I'm gonna wash my hands while that's cooking over there. Get some of this flour off of it. So as you can see, the pork chop is cooking. So we're gonna get ready to turn it over because we don't want it, like I said, we do not want that pork chop cooking all the way done because it's gonna finish cooking in the oven. So it's kind of like, let's get it cooking here. Put flour on it. Just kind of want to turn it a little bit. Get it going here. I had the oil high. I want to keep that high. Just kind of turn and get it going. We're going to let it go. Stay here about a good 3 more minutes to get both sides get done. Okay. Let's go ahead and put some more pork chop inside the flour. Just kind of flour that good. Let's put about 2 of these because some of them are really big, so we want to do this kind of put 2 at a time in there. So as you see, that has turned enough for me to turn off the pork chops. They don't have to get all brown because what I'm going to do is going to put it in the oven. And it's going to finish cooking in the oven. I just want to get it kind of brown. So what I'm going to do, as you see, I have my dish here. And what I'm going to do is take my pork chop. And I might have to get another dish, you know, because these are really big pork chops I got here. So we're going to see how many we can get in this dish. So we might can get like maybe 2 more in this dish here. So I'm going to sit this back over here. Like I said, they're not already completely done because they're going to finish cooking in the oven. And right now we got pork chop. These pork chops going here. And what now, I'm putting 3 pork chops in here. Like I said, I really didn't want to I did not want to overcrowd this. But we might can get 1 more in here. We'll see. Just kind of move this around. Okay. There. I'm going to put my oven on, bake it on 350. Okay, we got on 350. So I got it start up. Let's cut on the lights and be able to see when we get ready to get it cooked here. So right now, I have the oven warming up on 350. We're just getting these pork chops done. Let's look back at our cabbage and see how they're doing while they're turning. So I'm going to open the squid looking at the cabbage. And they still cooking down really good. I'm going to move them down low on 3. They was kind of hot, but they're boiling down. And this is the cabbage. So let that finish cooking on that. I'm going to come over here. Let's check on this pork chop. Like I said, I'm turning the pork chop because really I'm not getting the pork chop completely done because it will finish cooking in the oven. And so I just want you to see how I'm getting it brown. So what I'm going to do now, it seems like, let's turn these over. Just kind of get it a little bit more. We want to get it so much so when you get it in the oven, it will still have that cook to it. So we kind of turn it. Let's let that cook a little longer there. We got a couple more pieces here, which I'm going to put in the flour. Now we're going to have to put these in another pan because all these will not fit in this pan that I have for the pork chop. All of them will not fit in. So we're going to put like the ones that we have cooking. We're going to try to move those around and get them in this. And I have another dish I'm going to use. And they're pretty thick pork chops, really. I think I had about 9 of these. And they will get eaten up. I got the grands going to eat today, and also I get my portion of them. And we're going to eat the cabbage. And the meal I'm fixing there, I'm having cabbage, smothered, pork chop with flour going everywhere here, but I'm doing cabbage, smothered pork chop, mashed potatoes and gravy, and green beans to go with the cabbage because everyone does not like cabbage. So I'm trying to make sure I have enough for everyone to eat something different. So what I'm going to do is kind of move this around trying to make room to get this one in here. We're gonna see what we can do on this. Turn this over. So what I'm gonna do is try to get this one in a second. So what I'm doing is take this one out. And we're gonna sit it over here. I'm gonna try to move around to make room. Let's just get these in here while we have the oil. It's really good. So what we'll do is this. Let it cook. I got on high now. Now what we're gonna do is let this completely cook. These are the last ones. It's the last 3 out of the 9 total. So that's pretty good. Okay, let's just let those cook. Okay, why don't we just wash this off real quick. So what I'm doing now, we're gonna straighten up the, kind of make it so we can get all the pork chop in this dish. Like I said, I have another dish I'm gonna use to put the other pork chop in. And just got the whole one here.